Okay, evaluate. Remember the composition of a function and a different inverse? Yeah, what is the cosine when the sine is positive 24 over 25? But when you're dealing with inverses, remember that for each function, we only looked in two quadrants. Right? For the sine, it was first and fourth. So which one of those would the sine equal a positive 24 over 25? First quadrant. So you would be drawing a triangle in the first quadrant. And if the sine is 24 over 25, that would fit a 24 here and a 25 there. And what does that make the third side? No. Come on. 25 squared minus 24 squared. Take the square root. 7. Right. Okay. So remember, this is telling you to set up a triangle. And then you'll have two sides. You use Pythagorean theorem to find the third. And then you can answer the question, what's the cosine? 7 over 25. Done. Now, truth is, on a multiple choice test, if you put it in the calculator, which this one you pretty much could because you can do cosine and sine inverse, right? You wouldn't see the decimal value. You know, you wouldn't see the fraction when you did it that way, but you'd probably be able to figure out which one it is. Yeah, and then you could convert it to a fraction. Okay, but the kind of problem that you can't put in the calculator is this: what if what the function inside equals is an expression, right? Right? If the theta is here, if sine equals x minus 1, then how am I going to label two sides? Right? I need to have a fraction, right? How can I rewrite this as a fraction? Put it over 1. There you go. Now you got a fraction. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. X minus 1 over 1. Right? How do you find the third side? Pythagorean theorem, right? So it would be the square root of 1 minus x minus 1 squared. No, it's not. You would have to FOIL x minus 1 inside the radical, right? That would be the square root of 1 minus x squared minus 2x plus 1, right? Which is the square root of, and the ones are going to cancel. 1 minus 1 cancels, right? That becomes negative x squared plus 2x. Or you could write it, you could switch the order on it. It could be 2x minus x squared. It doesn't matter. But in any case, you've got all three sides labeled. What's the secant? It's 1 over the cosine, right? The cosine would have been adjacent over hypotenuse. So it would be 1 over that. They usually don't when they have expressions in them. Usually with the expressions, they leave it like that. You know, because we don't know what x is. X could have a value that actually, that is not irrational. What if x equals, well, it can't be 2, but you know, it could have a value that actually is not irrational. So usually they would leave it like that.